Good morning, grandkids. This is going to be just a short vlog because I have one letter to read. Where did I put it? And I was hoping I'd get to the mailbox, and I haven't been able to get there. It's too hot to walk. I tried yesterday, and I had to come back home. And this letter came. Let me see. It's postmarked June the 12th, and this is July the 2nd that I'm making this recording. So I'm sorry. There might be mail laying there in the mailbox, but I don't know it. But I'll read this one, and it's from Aiden. And it says, Dear Grandma Shirley, hello, this is Aiden again. I've been following your Skyrim exploits closely. It seems like you have had some fine adventures. I loved the Deadeye Gang series. While I was a bit sad to see the last of Garrett, I realized that he has earned a rest with his lady love. I especially liked how he was such friends with Inigo. He really is a great follower. I wondered for a while whether or not Garrett had a bit of a crush on Inigo. He might have, I don't know. What do you think? For the record, though, I think Majol is an awesome lady, and I'm glad that they ended up together. I like to think that the three of them hang out and drink mead and talk about their adventuring days together. I'm sure they do. I certainly intended for them to. Watching you play Skyrim has inspired me to get back into one of my favorite games, which is Fallout 4. I saw your video of it, and I know you didn't much care for it, but I love it. I agree that the beginning quests are tedious and a bit uninteresting, but I love it for some of the reasons that you love Skyrim. I love getting into this world and the freedom of being a character. I also enjoy Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's so cool. It inspired me to read books about ancient Greece. Good. That's good. Done by the way. Oh, don't, by the way, feel like I'm asking you to play these. I just wanted to share my love of virtual storytelling. That's what I love, is virtual storytelling, because I don't have the patience to write long enough to just keep writing and writing until I write a whole story. I would rather just play a series and then go on to a new series and do another story. And what I didn't like about Fallout was mainly the looks of it. It's too depressing, and I can't stand depressing, and I'm going to get to that a little later in this vlog. Where am I at? I have some news I think you might find exciting. I have decided to start. Oh, I read that. Okay. I don't want to make this letter too long, so I will close out by saying keep up the good work. Feel free to write back if you can and want to. I love getting mail. Until next time, Aiden. I love Grandma Cheryl's bookshelf. It's the sort of place I'd love to hang out, and it's so relaxing. Okay. Sad to hear you're not doing Call of Cthulhu, but I understand. If it's not fun, why put yourself through it? Do you have any plans for other games? No. I think this is going to wind up being strictly a Skyrim site. Whatever you want to call it. I thank you very much for that letter, and I'm sorry that this is the only ones that I have to read, but I'll get to the library or the post office again one of these days. It is just so hot, so hot. This is a book that I have. A friend gave it to me. In fact, she had the author of it sign it for me. And these are just all kinds of cool pictures and little stories and things from long time ago, which you would say back in the old days. And there was just a couple of things I wanted to share with you. One of them is this picture. You're always wanting to know things about me. This picture looks like it's from the 50s, and that's when I was first married, was in the 50s. And this picture looks almost exactly like me and my first husband. Can you see that? That looks so much like me, and that looks so much like him. And I have a picture of us standing in that same pose. When I saw that, I thought, what? How did that picture get in there? Then there's some funny old-fashioned sayings, and actually the people back in the old days and out in the old countries where they did back in the woods, and they don't get into towns, and they're not very well educated, but they believe this stuff. So I thought I'd read some of them to you because they're funny. It is bad luck to take ashes out of the house between New Christmas and Old Christmas. I didn't know there was a New Christmas and Old Christmas. I don't even know what that means. But if any of you do, it's bad luck to take ashes out of the house then. This is kind of gruesome. The first person to leave the graveyard after a burying will be the next one to be buried there. Forewarned is forearmed. So if you go to a funeral, make sure you're not the last one to leave. This one is so ridiculous. To dream of a dog is a sign of madness. That's so silly. I don't think I'm mad, and I've dreamed of dogs. A rooster jumping in the doorway and crowing is a sign of death. Now, isn't that silly? What would a rooster have to do with a sign of death? These are just old myths that the old people back in the hills believed for generations. I'm sorry. To stop a screech owl from hollering, put a shovel in the fire. Does that make sense? These are so crazy. So many of them have to do with death. That's what's so pathetic. Like, to dream of cutting up fresh meat or seeing it cut up is a sign of death. More than half of these have to do with death. I think that's so strange. There's some, back farther, there's some old sayings, like, put bare feet in first snow to keep from getting a cold. So the very first fall of snow, run out there and stick your naked feet in the snow and you won't get any colds. I might read some more of them sometime. They're crazy. All right, now I'm going to come to a serious part of this vlog, and then I'm going to say goodbye for now. I have written down a few buzzwords that I'm going to start looking for in the comments, and as soon as I see them, as I glance down through the comments, I'm deleting the comment because there's too many stressing me out. It's wearing on my emotions. It's stressing me out terribly. It's almost making me sick. A doctor gave me a pill that will help my stress and help me sleep at night. Now, it isn't that I don't care, and it isn't that I don't sympathize, and it isn't that I'm trying to be mean or savage, but I have to look after my health myself, because nobody else is going to look after me for me. So whenever I see the word depression or suicide, I'm deleting that comment without even reading it because it's just pulling at me too much. And I can't help. Nobody listens to anything I say anyway, and I'm not a professional. So I'm not the one for you to come to and talk to. That doesn't belong in a gaming comment section. The next buzzword is the name of a game. As I look down through the comments, as soon as I see the name of a game, I'm going to delete it because the person is asking me to play a game, or have you ever heard of, and giving the name of the game and then describing the game to me. I am a gamer. I know about all the games that's out there. If I liked them, I would be playing them. I don't like most of the games out there. I keep track of the new games that come out, believe it or not. So these things are just crap to me. So when I look down through the comments, I see the name of the game, I'm deleting it. So all of you take that into consideration. I'm not talking to any of my regular followers on here at all. Not at all. You guys I actually get to carry on conversations with, and I enjoy that. So if you want to watch me play, please come and watch me play. And feel free to do so. I love having you in my comments. If you want to tell me what to play, what to use to play, how to play, and all that stuff, don't leave a comment because I'll delete it. Okay? So that's all I got to say this time. So from now on, if you don't find a comment there that you left, you'll know why. So that's it for this time. Hope you enjoyed what I read out of that book. And Aiden, thank you so much for your letter. And I will get to the post office and see if there's anything there before the next time. So I will see you all later, grandkids. Bye-bye.